Hey, it's Austin James. Yes, I'm living with diabetes, but it doesn't have to define me. Thanks to the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor, I get real-time glucose readings throughout the day. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor is small and easy to wear, giving me the freedom to focus on my life as a parent and a musician. Now this is progress. You can get a free sensor at freestylelibre.us.
Offer available for people who qualify. Visit myfreestyle.us to see all terms and conditions. Certain exclusions apply. Data on file. Abbott Diabetes Care. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, you ask me. I'll tell you anything. And we're back with another scintillating episode of Why Can't Our Studio Get Better Microphones, also known as Ask Iliza Anything. The quality sounds great to the listeners at home, but to me, it sounds like someone put a blanket over my head and I'm underwater with a cold. That's what it sounds like in my own head. No one cares. No one cares how I feel. Oh, but you know what's fun is I can hear the fucking headphones rattling around on my head. So that's cool.
Are you sure you're not just having a nervous breakdown?
Are you sure you still have a job with me?
I mean,
Nervous
honestly,
breakdown.
at this point,
You know what's overrated are nervous breakdowns. Have you ever had a nervous breakdown? Like, except for yesterday.
no.
I just think everybody, it sucks because we live in this society where, like, you can't say that. And it's like, no, actually, my aunt has chronic nervous breakdowns. So, but I do think people love, like, it gives me anxiety. Yeah, it's part of being a human. There are people that have disorders.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you probably are just, like, bitching out.
I mean, yeah, I'm medicated, so I'm doing fine.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you taking?
I'm on anti-anxiety.
What? Is that because you work for me?
No, I've been on it for a while.
What kind? Hook it up.
It's not fun.
It sounds fun.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
It's one of the non-fun ones.
Because you're pretty, like, even-keeled. I wonder.
I gotta
like,
keep it all. Yeah, because before I would just have a meltdown over my cat or whatever.
oh, boy. God, you work
Let's
in my
help
home.
other people.
Fine.
I've got it under control.
At the juice place just now, I was like, this gives me anxiety because other people are so rude. Like, don't stand that close to me. Like, this one guy in a red tracksuit, like, had to be at the front of, like, the waiting area. And I'm like, you put in your order after me.
Yeah. When somebody's waiting for something and they just stand right, like at Starbucks, they're just standing right there. Yours isn't coming for a while.
No, also, it's a guy thing. Women tend to not, like, cut in front of. Men kind of don't discern, like, oh, is this someone else's space? Like, what? It happens at the airport all the time.
Yeah.
And I want to grab and be like, I know you're not in first class. I can tell. So quit trying to inch on the plane. And you're not a military service member.
Plane
so if you board
inchers.
first, I fucking hate you.
I get furious because I sit in the back of the plane and I get so mad when I get back there and everyone's already seated. I'm like, how'd
How
you
did this
all
happen?
already get back here?
Because they
Our
lie.
zone wasn't called.
They lie.
I mean, when you go up there and there's just people, it's like zone 2 and everyone's like zone 6 just shoving
thing.
past. Follow the rules.
Nobody gives a shit.
They don't.
I board even if I'm not in zone 1, which is rare. Because it's like, look, do you want some dude who's going to like, oh, I can't get my bag. I don't know. Or do you want me who's like, bag goes here, I sit down like efficiently. I will board your plane quicker.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the questions answered.
Okay, I want to
See, this
start with
sounds
this
better right
really long one.
Arskigo. At Arskigo, my husband, H, has a friend, F, that this person really wants this to be an organized story right at the top.
Yeah.
My husband,
pretty
H,
straight.
not to be confused with Spoon by H, the Korean dessert place over there on Beverly, or Sushi by H, the Japanese sushi place over there on San Vicente. My husband, H, has a friend, F, who just entered the world of vehicle rock crawling. What?
a type of off-roading. F, the friend, is on a lot of... This is so... You want me to read this?
Okay, how about I read it to you?
No. F is on... People like my voice. People love my voice.
They don't like when you tear apart their questions.
F is on a lot of off-road forums that H is also on. Since F is new to off-roading, any of you guys almost falling asleep on your drive home, this is a good cognitive sort of exercise.
Don't be...
Since friend, because it's long, is new to off-roading, he asked husband a lot of questions. Recently found some of the questions friend had been asking were actually from the forums that he posted the answers husband gave. Sometimes he gives husband credit for the answers, but mostly not. What's more is that F just started an Instagram to chronicle his mods to his truck, which means modifications. Immediately, I started to notice friend was posting photos from an event friend went to with husband and me. There were several photos of our truck. He didn't even have one yet. And the captions he was writing made it sound like our truck was his. Oh, juicy. At first, I let it go, thinking I was having a passive-aggressive day, which is something that only women have to consider, by the way, and made the captions sound more than they were. After a few days, I looked at the new posts he made. More pictures of our rig got posted, and the captions still sounded like it was his. So I got nasty and comment things like, "Aw, our truck is so cute," or, "Hey, look, our truck's paint matches the rock color," thinking maybe he'd tag us in the captions. Nope. Husband has no credit for the rig, driving and videos, any of it. Husband has spent 17 years modifying this truck to be what it is. He has his blood, sweat, and tears. Literally, we've made many an ER visit for shearing off fingertips into his truck, and now some glory hound, interesting term, is leading people to believe, 1, he knows more than he does, 2, our rig is his, and 3, that husband's driving his friend's truck, and it's pissing me right TH off. How do I approach F to let him know that it's taboo to deny credit when credit is due? Do I ditch the bitch? Do I let it go? Sorry so long, just trying to be as thorough as I can. Why is your husband not upset as well?
I think there are some people that get annoyed by this kind of thing and some people that don't, because I would be so annoyed. And I know people that would say, like, "Oh, what does it matter? Like, you know it's yours." No,
it matters.
I don't like it. Yeah.
It matters because I'm assuming the community of off-road, of vehicle rock crawling is not a big one. And, you join those for a community and for like a hobby and a passion. Mm-hmm. Hunter, who opens for me, will often make video compilations of our weekends, and sometimes I don't tag him because his glory is not like editing my comedy videos in this world. We do have an obsession with tagging people and memes, but like that is your property. He just sounds like talented Mr. Ripley. This guy sounds like a creep weirdo, and I feel like it only will get worse. Your husband should be the one to say something. Truly, because it's not like 1 or 2 tags, and if you're, it's like this imposter thing.
Definitely start with, like, at least give him the chance. Like, have your husband say to him, "Hey, man, like, that's my truck. You're kind of making it sound like it's yours. It makes me a little uncomfortable."
Your husband needs to say something because it's his as well, and I know that you feel a loving ownership because it's your husband and you're in this together, but he needs to be bothered by it as well. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying anything. Of course, it will put you in the like, "Oh wow, your wife's a real bitch" category. I'm just F, trying to hang out with H. But I don't think creep behavior like that stops with that.
No.
Like next, he's gonna be like giving your husband hand jobs. I'm sorry, I just watched Abducted in Plain Sight. Which
God.
Have you seen this, Scott?
No.
This
What
kind
is
of
it?
behavior. It creeps into other things. So you should figure out a way to say something.
Well,
and you're not passive aggressive.
No, you have every right to be annoyed by this. It just depends whether you just want to be like, "All right, bye F," or if you want to say, "Look, this makes me uncomfortable." Maybe he'll go, "Oh, I didn't think about
There
it.
is a chance.
I wanted to participate in this community, but I didn't have anything
Have a
to
way to do
contribute."
it. There's a way to do it because I have, there's all these like feminist blogs, feminist accounts, and they on more than one occasion have posted my work and just been like, "This girl gets it," or "This is what we mean." And I'm like, you have to, like, that is my face and I'm talking. It is obviously my work.
Yeah.
And I said that to one account. They were like, "Oh, sorry, we got it from someone else." And I'm like, that's irresponsible that you didn't. Like, I'm not so unfamous that it's insane to find out who I am.
Right.
But I said something and they were very nice about it. So you give him a chance to not be a creep.
Mm-hmm.
I also would have your husband do it because this guy sounds like he's not going to take something well from you. He just doesn't give me the vibe that he's going to be like, "You're totally right." He'll probably try to sleep with you. Next
Okay.
question.
All right.
Right? Doesn't he sound like that guy?
Yeah, maybe. Or he's just so sad he just wants to be involved.
And that's why you say something nice. Like, we want you involved, but, tagging, it's like signing, it's plagiarism.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I'm sure, school rules, no plagiarizing. Come on, man.
That's why they teach it.
Wait, I got to take a sick bong rip.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my
Here we
God.
go. Oh, I'm so stoned.
I'm really worried about one day just all of that water spraying out onto this microphone.
It'll be an
Why?
upgrade.
Yeah, I was saying, making it sound better.
Natty Sore asks, have you ever had a Reiki session? Also, do you ever cat sit for MHIG?
No, that it is not that kind of relationship. She is my employee. We are not friends.
Oh.
You don't want to be my friend.
We're friends.
We're friends. We are friends. I would
But
even
no,
if you
I
weren't.
wouldn't ask you to cat sit. I'd bring her to the vet.
If
where
you
they can
needed
look
me
after her.
to do a favor for you, I might. I've had a Reiki healing before.
What's
like
the verdict?
it's. Do you know what it is? It's basically like an energy. Like they assess this energy around you and they cut out bad stuff. They don't actually even touch you. I think a lot of homeopathic and holistic things, I think there's a lot of merit to like Eastern medicine and things like that. And I believe it, but I do think believing in it is also a big part of it. Like if you believe somebody cut out the negativity, so it definitely doesn't hurt. And I did have one. And I did buy one for a friend.
For the in the same way though, if you're standing in the airport, is that the opposite of one of the same? Like if you believe in that, if you're standing in the negative airport, trying to get on the terminal, and everybody's pissing you off.
Right.
Right.
I definitely need to work on my attitude. And like even when I walked in the juice place, I was like, I'm just gonna be a ball of light. And then this fucking guy in a red jacket stood right in front of me.
But the problem with that juice space
trying to be zen.
There's very few parking spots. They're very close together. Everyone's like fighting to get their juice and then go wait for their audition or whatever they're
was
doing
fine.
in the middle of the day.
Look, long story short, I got my juice and everything was okay. Okay, next question. But I have had one. I am down with like spiritualism, energy, stuff like that to an extent. I think I think people call it bullshit because the type of people that purvey it are often total assholes.
Yeah.
It's always goes like, I'm just being spiritual. It's like, no, you're just being like a bitch and like explaining why it's okay that you do that. Like my Aunt Debbie is really into that like new age way of life and she lives it and breathes it and is just like a ball of light. So it's her, not the girl down the street that's like, I'm just like, I don't want any haters. Like that. Someone says the word haters, like they're not spiritual.
The one thing
Sorry,
you should
even though
never
your tattoo says it.
You shouldn't do a sound bath because it made me very angry.
I know you've told me that, but I don't see you enjoying things like that.
Well, if everybody's asleep snoring like a bunch of fat dogs.
Okay, is that because Blanche snores?
No, actually, I wasn't even thinking about her. She's not
Well,
an
that
annoying
was your first
snorer.
mistake. You should always be thinking about her.
Fall has fallen, winter is on its way, the days are shorter. But just because, they feel shorter. And just because the days feel shorter doesn't mean your to-do list gets any shorter. You still have to power through your busy days. And a great way to do that is with nutritious food from Factor's no prep, no mess meals. At the end of a short day in the fall or the winter, the last thing you want to do is have to cook. Factor has got you covered from breakfast, snacks, dinner, anything in between. Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled, like their chicken Florentine with spinach and garlic chili cauliflower. You bet. That's what I want to make myself at the end of a day where I am exhausted and my husband isn't home. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options you can add on, like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. And because Factor meals are chef prepared and dietitian approved, you're going to love not only Factor's meals taste, but also how they support your goals, even if your goal was just making yourself dinner. Head to factormeals.com/Iliza50 and use code Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code Iliza50 at factormeals.com/Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. The holidays are here. And for a lot of us, the holidays mean decorating, hosting, celebrating. For me, it means a lot of traveling. And nothing feels better year-round, but especially during the cozy holidays, than a restful night's sleep in soft, luxurious sheets. Boll & Branch's signature sheets are made with the finest 100% organic cotton, and they get softer with every single wash. You already know that I got Boll & Branch this summer when I needed breathable sheets to sleep in, but this holiday season, I'm actually gifting some of my friends and family Boll & Branch's Ultimate Softness Bundle. I get to choose a signature hem sheet set in any color, a signature hem pillow set, and a waffle bed blanket. And they're all getting juniper because I think it's a classy color. This way you know you have something nice to sleep on when you visit. It's the perfect gift for you and them. Gift you and your loved ones a better night's sleep with Boll & Branch. And right now is their best offer of the entire year. For 25% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets, head to bollandbranch.com/Iliza. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Iliza for 25% off. Limited time only, exclusions apply. See site for details. So finally, fall is here. I have been looking forward to it. I have had a hard year in a good way. You know, like I had a baby. I have been on a nonstop tour, nonstop traveling, and it's been hot. So I'm looking forward to, of course, pumpkin spice, everything, cooler weather, and slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. I've talked about Quince before. Quince has beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Dressing expensive doesn't have to be expensive. Their clothing is beautiful, it's durable, it stands the test of time, and it's what I like to call a capsule wardrobe. I got an Italian wool cocoon coat. That's one of those, you know, it's got like a European collar and it covers my butt so I can walk around New York City and not be chilly. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Iliza to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Iliza.
It Meyer Boy has 2 questions. Number 1, if you could interview one animal species, what would it be and why?
What's the second question?
Number 2, how do you make a good first impression? They're so important and often leave lasting impression on your personalities that aren't true.
What are you luring me in with this question so that I don't get bored by the second question?
Animal species. Species.
I don't know. You know, you think you want to talk to an elephant to be like, what's it like to be so loved but so hunted and so wise? But then, I'm sorry, octopus. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
In a
That's
heartbeat.
a really good call.
They're
Octopus,
so smart.
I would say, or like a chimp. Or
But I
like one of the gorillas that can that's really smart, like Coco or
What's he gonna say? Like banana.
who was it?
I love you.
Not Mighty Joe. There was this
Yeah, Mighty Joe.
silverback gorilla at the Atlanta Zoo.
Okay. While you take that walk down memory lane for a very specific gorilla at a very specific zoo, I think octopi because they are so smart. There is proof that they share alien DNA. You can even ask Joe Rogan about it. They are an advanced, smart species, and they are unlike any other animal, and they're clever, and they can open jars. I follow several octopi accounts on Instagram.
But as smart as they are, the conversation still might not go well because you just might not be able to
Understand how smart they are.
relate. Yeah, I think a chimp would be so interesting because you're just close enough so you'd be like, "Are you what do you think about us?"
See, that's such a waste. I could ask octopi
too
what they think
close.
about us because they're so ancient. A chimp, I'm going to be like, what do you think? He'll be like, what do you think? We're almost the same.
Wish you'd get me some of those shoes.
Yeah, by the way, I could rip off someone's testicles in the heat of an
Rip off
argument.
a face.
Do you think an octopus, though, would know? Is it aware enough? You're like, dude, what's up with that alien DNA? And it's like, what the?
Yeah,
They'd be
like
we've
about,
been
man?
on this planet for a millennia. We've seen changes come and go. We've been sent here to give you answers, but you keep chopping off our legs for Greek food.
I just worry that they are more of like how a machine can be really smart.
I
like a
worry about that
computer.
too. I really worry about that. And your question about asking first, I mean, obviously, I
how
want
do
to.
you make a good first impression?
Also, I'd like to interview Blanche just to be like, do you hate me?
I don't know if you want that answer.
Yeah. I don't know how to make a good first impression. You put your best foot forward. You try your best. People are going to hate you anyway. And that's the takeaway.
Yeah.
You know what I think is underestimated in this world? Eye contact and the right amount of pressure on a handshake. I hate when people shake my hand hard. I'm like, you're a man. You're obviously stronger than me.
Yeah.
What are you trying to prove? Or are you that unaware that you have this gorilla strength? Weirdo.
Yeah, when people either do a really hard one or like a really limp one, I'm like, are you judging me? You think I'm not going to do a good job in return?
A great way for me to write you off as a human is if you don't make eye contact when you say hi. Like in
Yeah.
Hollywood, it's a thing like, oh, and this is so-and-so. Hey, nice to meet you. And they're like looking all around. And it's like, cool, I'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
Do not ever speak to me again unless you're giving me a job. In which case, oh my God, BFF.
Make eye contact.
Make eye contact.
And listen.
No one's going to hurt you. Octopi might hurt you.
Yeah.
Next question.
Knee Barker asks, do you film your Netflix specials in one cut or are they multiple shows edited together? Keep doing what you're doing.
Could have sworn I erased that question.
I did. This is exactly what you sent me.
I could do it in one take. I do shows that are one take all the time. You shoot 2 for safety, and I usually, female comics speaks for other comics, shames their process. I usually end up using the bulk of one cut. If you use another cut, it's not because, you fucked up the other one. It's usually like, we didn't get the take. We didn't get the wide angle. We didn't zoom in on that, but we did on the other one. So it's for coverage, less about the material.
Okay.
It's a hybrid.
Hybrid?
It's a hybrid set.
Mad Ham. My boyfriend's family often spews misinformation about what's going on in our world. I've corrected them before, and my BF says I'm causing drama. Should I just keep quiet and let them be ignorant instead? See you in San Francisco.
I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know about your world. Do you mean political? Do you mean like in terms of you and your boyfriend?
I
You
would
don't know.
assume
You're just
spewing
assuming.
misinformation that she's correcting them on. I would assume it has to do with world events like vaccines, whatever. Like, not like
I don't know. Hold on. She didn't say that. She said our world. It could be her, like, what's going on with her and her boyfriend.
Okay, either way, they're spewing misinformation.
You got to pick your battles.
Right.
You got to pick your battles. Is your 78-year-old racist grandpa going to stop? No. And
Right.
so there's that. But, here's what you do. Like, when you get in a fight, what you're supposed to do, I've heard, like a prison fight, is you grab one and you don't let him go. And, like, if you're like 5 people want to fight, you grab one, you don't let him go. You just beat the shit out of that one. So the idea is you focus on one vulnerable one and you take them down. So you pick that one aunt who's like, I'll have to read that one cousin, and you just indoctrinate them. You're not going to be able to change everyone. You don't want to be that relative that's like, actually, in the Washington Post, I think that it's all about delivery. I don't know if you're coming across as preachy or whatever, and nobody wants to think they don't know anything. It's a tough thing. You don't want people to feel stupid. So I encourage a dialogue versus a preach.
Right.
Versus a dialogue versus a monologue. I want all the information on why I might be ignorant about something, but if you deliver it to me, coming from the perspective of like, you're a fucking idiot, here's what I know, then I just don't want to hear it. It's human nature. No one's like, she called me a moron, but I'm open to it. I'd like to hear what she has to say. So I don't know. But you live in San Francisco, so you're obviously very liberal. These people, who knows where they live.
Right. Okay, pick your
there's
battles.
also a little bit to be said from their perspective. Like, everybody was really into socialized healthcare, and then you talk to people that don't want it, and they're like, yeah, I'm paying so much more than I was. Like, it's not always this cut and dry thing. And I think, too, as liberals, as people who live in coastal cities, we forget that, like, other people are leading lives in a totally different way. And, like, there might be merit to the way they think. Not when it comes to, like, guns and, like, birth control. That should be accessible, not the guns. But it never hurts to just, like, listen to why they think that way. Then you can dissect it and dismantle it. Yeah, you got to become your enemy to know your enemy. I gotta take a sweet rip off this bong.
Oh, my gosh.
It's just water, folks.
It's the bird bath of sound baths.
It is the bird that's for a baby. All right.
Stacy Liz.
Stacy Liz.
Hey, Iliza and Emily. I look up to both of you extremely, especially because Emily is my spirit animal and who I basically am, a little less messy, and Iliza because that's who I hope to be like one day. But question for both of you.
All right, fine.
What's the weirdest thing you think the other does? I haven't thought about this at all.
Really? It's all I think about. I think about you all the time.
That's a good question.
The weirdest thing? Well, I don't want to, like, hurt your feelings. Because, like, you are a hoarder.
Okay.
I don't want to shame you.
That's the hoarding is fine.
You have a weird proclivity for, like, holding on to garbage. Like, I can see it in your face. I'll, like, clean this car out. There's no reason for this McDonald's wrapper to be here. And you're like, I'm a getting. Like, you just... It does, like, it's almost like you want to see how gross it can get before I almost fire you.
It's never like unlivable most of the time. I cleaned out your seat.
I almost hit you this morning
for you.
because
when I cleaned out your seat just for you,
In her car. See, that's the thing. I'm like, clean out your car. She's like, okay, I'll clean out exactly where you sit.
Yeah.
Because you're being defiant. You're like, I'm
No,
the
it wasn't
queen of my dirt.
defiant. It was I realized I needed to do something. And so I did the best I could in a small space rather than an okay job in the entire space.
Okay, don't try to justify it like that. Versus like, all you have to do is like pick up some of the shit in the back of the car. And it's
The
like still
back
there.
of the car, Blanche likes that stuff.
No, she does not like garbage.
Yes, she does. She loves it.
Oh my God, I feel like I work for the state. I'm like trying to take your baby away. I don't know. Weird. I don't know if like weird, because weird as a kid, I was called weird. And to me, weird has like a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're like, I don't know. I mean, obviously you love strong women in a lead role. And you love your DVD collection of movies that like nobody else wants to watch.
That's pretty, people think that's very weird that I still have physical media.
Yeah, you have DVDs.
I think it's hard because we just live very different lives. Like the things that you do that I don't do would be the things I would think were weird, but that's like going out to eat and at like 10. I think it's weird that you start your job at 10 p.m. when I'm in bed.
Yeah.
But that's like your job.
Yeah, you're solid, so I don't ever hear like, and she's humming that weird song again. Oh, yeah, okay. You've got this like CD. It's like S Club 7 or something. It's or, like All Saints.
No, it's Girls Aloud.
Oh my God, it's horrible. And it's just one CD that sits in her car, and she'll always try to put it on. And I went to reach for the radio the other day, and you were like, "Did you mean this?" And you put on your CD, and it's just it just sounds like ABBA, but like 90s
Right.
ABBA, and it's just like.
Well,
and you don't realize how
now,
bad it is.
It's not a CD. It's an iPod playlist called British, and it's Girls Aloud, and it's all the members individually.
It's just really bad music, and you play it all the time. So I guess that.
Yeah.
But you don't have any, like, twitches or anything.
Right. I mean, yeah, I can't.
I was excited to hear your answer. So
I truly, I mean,
disappointed
we just.
you don't have an answer.
You love that Who's the Boss song, but that's not, like, weird.
No, that is weird.
I mean.
Wait, let me explain. My publicist, who's also one of my best friends, so I call his office a lot, the whole music, we should play it.
His hold music?
I'm going to call their office and be like, will you put us on hold?
Don't let them say, should we cut out when they say who they are? I guess it doesn't
No, it's on my
matter.
website. Okay, here we go. Okay, before I play it, the music sounds like the beginning of the Who's the Boss theme song.
In memory, not as much when you play them
In
side
practice.
by side.
And then because of that, I've started singing it on loop in my own home.
Yeah.
But the song very quickly becomes about suicide versus
Yeah.
like finding love. Okay, let's see if we can get him to do it.
I think Craig's going to answer just confused.
Is that receptionist? Does the sound come out of here?
Yeah, I believe so.
You've reached Polaris PR.
Oh, no.
If you know your party's extension, press
People are so fucking precious about their lunch. Oh, my God. How am I going to play it
Why
now?
don't can we loop it in later? We'll loop it in later.
Hold on,
We'll
let me see if
record
Craig's
on
there.
your Zoom.
Hold on.
You're going to tell him
I'm
to
seeing if he can
answer
put me on
his-
hold.
Hi, hold please. No, I'm asking for hold.
You've reached Polaris PR.
Hold on.
If you know your party's extension,
I
press
should know it.
For address and fax
Okay, wait,
number,
hold on.
press
This
9.
shows you something funny.
For Stacy Wolf, press 1. For Greg Longstreet, press 4. For
Oops, I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, my
Hold
God.
on. What I want to show you that's funny about this, he's been working there for the 10 years of my career. And when you hit Greg Longstreet, press 4, it just goes like,
You've reached
goodbye.
Polaris PR. If you know your extension,
No!
press star.
He's calling me.
Address and-
Greg,
Yo.
I'm trying to, you're on my podcast and I'm trying to play the hold music at your office.
That's terrible.
Will you please put me on hold?
Sure, hold on 1 second.
Okay. Here comes. There's a time for love and a time for tips. Take a chance and face the wind.
Right.
But the song is now. There's a time for love and a time for tips. You take your life in your
Do you
own
want to
hands.
tell him that you're done now?
Okay.
Afternoon, Polaris PR.
I just hung up. The lady called me back.
I mean, here's the thing. So, because I've been with you for so long, like, you sing songs. You got your own little songs you sing. You got the same. Sometimes you'll have one thing that you're like whistling or humming for days, like, and it changes. But but we've just been together. It's like white noise. Like, it's not something where I'm like, what's she doing?
I think you're very used to hearing me just scream to myself.
You do a lot of noises, and sometimes I'll answer and you'll be like, I wasn't talking to you, so I just leave you. So you could just be like keel over up there one day and I'm not coming up because I don't know what's happening.
I thought about that. I was like, if I tried to kill myself for the attention and I took a bunch of pills, but I couldn't lay in my bed because she would never come into my room, so I'd have to lay on the floor by the door.
The one time I came in there, you were you got your PRK surgery.
Oh yeah,
and
my eye
you were
surgery.
conked out, and I was so worried. I just kept going in and looking to see if you were breathing.
Hoping I wasn't.
No, hoping that you were, because I was like, what if she stops? What do I do? So I walked, and I just had to get right up to you and be like, okay, I saw it. And then walk back out.
I saw her mustache moving. Do you want to hear the Who's the Boss song again?
Yeah. Do you want to like text Greg and be
No.
like, oh, I thought you were going to play the
Hello?
real Who's the Boss song?
No.
You don't want to play the real one?
You've reached Polaris PR. If you know your party's extension. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Okay, cool. That's how you get to my publicist.
Look, do you want to play the real Who's the Boss song, or you don't even want to compare the two?
No.
Okay.
Because we don't have the rights to that, but we definitely have the rights to this
Rights to
watercolors. Take your life in your own hands.
But that's not anyone who knows your act. It's like, you're up there screeching away.
He's going to get so mad at me. We have to go to this Vanity Fair party tonight, and he's going to scold me and be like, this is a place of business. You can't
I
just
have a job. Please stop calling my office.
You know what your job is?
You've reached Polaris.
Stop
PR.
calling
If you know
them.
your party's extension. Press star.
You're going to...
For address and...
What's 2?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you mad?
What? No.
Will you
Well, I don't know what...
Will you put me on hold again? Will you put me on hold again?
Does it work?
Just put me on hold.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works. I just need to hear it again.
You're killing me.
I'll call you later. Put me on hold.
You're going to have to get a new public.
There's a time for love and a time for tips. Take your life in your own hands.
Yeah, so you'll just scream that by yourself upstairs.
Yeah.
And I'll just continue about my day.
What was the question? How do you make a good first impression?
No. What's the weirdest thing you think the other does?
Yeah, there's that.
Well, but it's hard when you've known each other for a while. Because I can't think, nothing
You know
strikes
what's
me as
weird?
weird because it's been a while.
Emily won't take chances. Like, she won't make an illegal U-turn. She won't get into, like, a passing lane. She's like, no, I'm just going to let nature take its course. That drives me
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't want to get arrested. I don't need that on my record.
I'm a weird person, so your weirdness, I only think someone's weird when they're bad.
Yeah.
I don't typically think weird. Like,
Or if somebody's like wearing a trench coat eating boogers, it's like, it has a very specific connotation. We live such different lives that I think it's.
but like the same life for like 9 to 6 every day.
Yeah. But like on the weekend, you're outside.
Being glamorous.
Yeah, being glamorous.
Glamming it up.
I'm
You're-
inside watching movies from the early 90s.
One day, someone's gonna be in a movie theater, and someone's gonna keel over, and they're gonna be like, "We need to know '90s movie trivia. Can anyone help?" And you'll be
That's
like, "I'm a rapping mama.
That's my
Here I come, kids."
dream.
What was the other name? There's another one this
don't
morning.
know. I'm so mad that I never win at trivia because there's always like sports components.
You don't know
and
anything.
music, and I just know the entertainment part.
If you ask her if it's GIF or GIF, she knows the answer to that one. She knows how to make a Bitly. Yours doesn't know how to make a Bitly. You know how to search stuff on Reddit, which is just a bog of words to me.
I love it.
Creep words. All right, next question.
All right.
Now that we're solving the problems.
Solving other people's problems. Well, can you
Wait,
help?
how many more times do you think we call Greg back before he
Don't,
like,
please
exploded?
don't. I'm
Negative
scared.
2.
I don't want you to lose him on this podcast. Okay.
I've noticed that, at least since I've had my babies, that I smell differently when I sweat. Maybe I'm just like getting older. I don't know, but I smell differently. And I don't love that. If I'm on set or if I'm on stage or if I'm doing anything like functioning in public and I don't want sweat stains or to be aware of my stinky, stinky pits, that's when I turn to Lumi Whole Body Deodorant because it keeps me smelling fresh all day. Lumi is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, under boobs, right ladies, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, your feet. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. How? Well, unlike certain traditional deodorants that may try to mask odor with a fragrance, Lumi is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. If you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off the starter pack. Use code Iliza for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's code Iliza at LUMEDEODORANT.com.
A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
M. McCarthy Obix. How do you come up with your significant other's pet name? Do you keep the same one if you find a new boyfriend or change it based on their personality or looks? Eliza, you have a pretty specific name for your husband, so who better to ask than the expert herself?
Listen to me. If you have the same pet name for multiple boyfriends, you are like that creepy lady that just keeps getting Bijans, like white Bijans and naming them Bailey, like over and over.
Well, outside of like baby or whatever.
Yo, babe and baby are different.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. Sometimes like you set the tone. Like I called him babe first, but we're not babe couple. It's kind of a vacuous.
He
like,
says
"Hey,
it
babe."
sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't fit, but I let him do it because like I always want to be like the hot couple that's like babe, babe. He's Smoky Husky specifically because he has blue husky eyes that are like very clear and very blue. And he, for the longest time, he smelled like barbecue because he was the executive chef for a barbecue place, so he's smoky. So I'd say he's a smoky man, a husky man. Sometimes I call him Noodle, but he doesn't really like that. He doesn't really respond to it. And then we don't have pet names for each other. He calls me. Nobody ever has pet names for me. Nobody ever has nicknames for me. I just make them for everyone else. He calls me the world's tiniest detective because I'm always trying to figure out if I'm going to be hungry later, and I can never figure it out. I don't really have that. Like, oh, schmoopy. We don't.
Well, I think this relates to the next question, so I'm going to ask that. Dax is a name. Hi, Liza. I was wondering your thoughts on baby talk. In every relationship I've ever been in, it seems like my partner or I can't avoid doing the cutesy voices.
Yeah.
Is this something that every relationship goes through? Can you avoid it? Should you avoid it? I think you guys have specific voices, not even baby voices, but you do like
deep baritone, Barry White.
You just
sensual.
do voices when talking to each other.
I do that. That is something that I bring to a relationship. Is like if you're gonna date me, one of us will be an animal, and we're gonna have conversations as if we are those animals. I think it's something that I like that he goes along with it. I like it when. So I think baby talk's fine. I think it's more like, are you doing it in public? Are you taking your love to the streets?
Ugh.
I want to hear him do we have this voice that's kind of like, I'll be like, do you think it could be possible for someone such as me to accompany a person such as yourself to pasta dinner perhaps later, if it could be? And then he'll be like, I'll make you pasta. I don't care. So it's like a lot of me doing things and him like, sure, whatever you want.
Right.
I think doing it in front of other people is annoying when you take your relationship, your issues, your love. Nobody really wants it in their face. Like, oh, my baby, or like, I fucking hate you. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to hear like, oh, is baby tired? Oh, num-nums for baby, go tie-tie. Oh, yummy, yummy. It's all right. So that's it. The answer is it's personal. Nobody wants to hear it. Lucky
Keep
for
it
him,
off the streets.
our voices are ones that I do with everyone and anyway. So it would appear that it could be okay for someone such as me. I've also started saying something to the dog that we tend to say. That's a lot of things that go to the dog get put on him.
Yeah.
I like to grab Blanche and move her back and forth and go, OSassoon, OSassoon. And now he and I text to each other, OSassoon.
How's that spelled?
OSassoon, like Vidal Sassoon, but with O. OSassoon. Anyway, it's just whatever's pleasing to your mouth. It's fun to say OSassoon. Anyway.
Steely Dane says
Was that answer too long?
No, that was great because we were answering two things: pet names, baby talk. Do it, keep it inside.
You know what I don't like? Female comic judges other couple. When couples, like when girls are like, yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, I call him dick. I call him fuckface. It's like, it's just, you're trying to like operate on like a bro-y level with a man that puts his penis in you. And it feels a little disingenuous.
Well, and it's hard then when
Dipshit.
it's like if you agree though, then you're the jerk. Because
It's just weird.
like, yeah.
It's just not the way a loving couple should communicate, but whatever. Maybe you're just biker chick and you're ready to fuck. Anyway. OSassoon.
Steely Dane says, the other day I had to explain to my 8-year-old niece what a phone book was. What has made you feel extremely old recently?
Oh, just leaving the house. My body hurting when I wake up. Just seeing that, like, I'm not one of the girls anymore. Like, fashion. Like, not caring as much about fashion.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you're young, you're like, I will always care. I'm always going to do this. And now I'm like, I can't. I'm not buying those bike shorts.
But you have cool pieces. Like, you always got something good going.
Because that comes with age and wisdom. Like, I know a nice black outfit's always nice. But, like, the on-trend, like, I'll never be... Like, no matter how much you work out, like, your face is never going to look like a 23-year-old mixed-race model. Like, I will never look that exotic and beautiful.
Right.
Like, I will never be one of those, like, disgusting, beautiful kids on Fairfax. That's just, like, dripping with
Waiting
Supreme.
for shoes.
Yeah. I don't even know if they have sex. I think they're just, like, there on Instagram. So, and you know what? It doesn't make me feel bad. It's an acknowledgement of the passing of time. Mm-hmm. And it's been really fun seeing that I don't fit in any of my pants anymore, despite my best efforts. That was a bad one. That was me trying to think it. I think it's that. I think noticing that, like, weight gain is, like, something that happens a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And that, yeah.
Okay.
That makes me feel old. But not old, like, bad about myself. Just, it is what it is.
We're pretty much the same age, you and I. And
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And I've quoted movies to a few people lately, and they've been like, oh, I was 2 when that came out. And I'm like, oh, okay, I feel that.
Well, like, they can't have seen it. What a jerk.
You know what? My whole life, a comment I got a lot was always like, oh my God, you're so smart for your age, or like, oh, you're with older kids. I was always with, you know, like a couple years older, and now they're all dead. So, no. But it's weird. Like, I'm not, it won't be the thing where, like, I'm with the older people now. Like, now it's almost like the people your age sort of all glom together. Like, I don't feel as special anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. My hair is not as lustrous as it once was. I don't know. It's just that. I don't care, though. And then, you know what also is weird? Same reaction I had when I was younger. When someone older's like, you don't know that Beatles song or that whatever? I'm like, who cares? When, like, someone, my sister or someone, I'm like, you don't remember that movie? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, like my neighbor's daughter. She's like 12. And I'll say something. They don't care at all to hear it. I'll be like, oh, when I was your age, yeah, that was the Delia's catalog. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care. No person ever be like, oh my God, tell me more. They don't give a fuck because you're old. Your time is over. The young shall inherit the earth.
Well, things that hold nostalgia for you don't for other people.
No, exactly. Nobody wants to walk down your memory lane with you other than someone your own age. And even then, like, I'm pretty sure my husband was raised on, like, a Russian sleeper cell internment camp farm because he, from, like, I don't know, 1997 to 2008, we share no cultural cross-references.
No.
And every time I bring up something, and he's like, yeah, I remember that, I'll be like, yes, comrade, it was my favorite. The Friends episode, the one with the couch. There's no way.
But at least he's out there. He's trying to watch movies.
Who cares? Next question.
Okay.
OSassoon.
Ashley Charles, boys.
Can we name the episode OSassoon?
Okay.
OSassoon.
All right.
Yeah, write it down. Right. OSassoon.
Okay. I usually don't take requests.
Whoa.
Ashley Charles, boys, what are your thoughts on social media influencers and models? Hardworking would-be professionals trying to break into an industry, or narcissists with a camera and some time on their hands?
You would be a professional if you got paid for it. So those who'd get paid are.
Fair.
Look, I think we all don't like those people because they are assholes and get paid for it. That being said, some of them do what they do really well, and there is a skill to it. I think what bothers people is people who imitate them. We seldom are bothered by success. We're always bothered by imitators and people who try. Or society gets mad when you're trying, but at the same time encourages you to try. But then when you do it, it's like whatever. Nobody, they're like, oh, she's so original. So I think that's it. It seems disingenuous because so many of them do the same things. And I think that's what bothers us, so it's fun to make fun of it. But yeah, if I could make a living just sitting on my couch, posting beautiful pictures and like writing like introspective captions, that's the part I always laugh at. The captions.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if you're writing like roomy grade philosophy, it's still you in bike shorts and a bikini. So I don't care. But it also gives us, like, we're still looking. I think they can just be annoying because it's like, you also, at some degree, you know it's fake, but your brain doesn't always remind you it's fake. So you feel bad because you're like, oh, I don't look like that. I was like, well, most of them don't either. So I think there's that.
I'm less worried about that because how much different is that than just models? I'm more weirded out by kids now that want to be streamers, video game streamers. And so, like, there are commercials where they're like, oh, this phone goes fast enough so that you can stream, like, yourself playing a video game. And there are teams, they're sponsored, there are tournaments.
I mean,
it's
look,
such a big thing now.
If you're making a living and you're a productive member of society, you're paying your taxes, whatever. I think we're bothered by the people that aren't doing it. I know people get bothered by girls that it's like, hey, guys, people were asking me to post about this lip gloss. It's like, you have 500 followers. Nobody cares.
Right.
So I think we dislike inauthenticity. But some of these girls, like, that is their job, and they face tune, and they atmosphere tune, and they have the sponsors, and they curate this beautiful life that's fun to watch.
The pros,
I wouldn't follow them into battle.
But it is more work, I think, than people give it credit for. It's to make sure that if you're living off of sponsors, you have a lot of contractual obligations. You have to make sure you fill to the T. Like, you're not just like, I'll just slap up this picture. There's a lot of thought that goes into every one of those posts.
And you know it, too, when someone's, like, holding up a bottle of, like, I don't know, Aussie shampoo at Coachella. I'm like, you don't use that.
No.
But you're showing us that I get it. So I can respect that. It does seem a little vapid because it is all about looking at yourself and the quotes are stupid. That being said, I follow a lot of gym accounts because those are very straightforward. It's like, if you want this, eat this, try my nutrition plan.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more you can see the results versus if I'm just following a beautiful girl that's like, life is what you make of it. Be bright. I'm like, what are you, because you brightened your picture? Like, what are you talking about? People are just jealous, though.
Yeah.
I'm so self-aware that I don't even, you'll notice, I don't know if it's since I've been married, I just post a lot less pictures of my own face on Instagram. I just really want to post pictures of the dog, and I'm just so hyper-aware of the fact that if I post something, I have to be like, look, I want you to look at this outfit, not like, have a great day.
Oh.
We're all doing it. Let's just go from the assumption, we're all doing it, so you look at us and tell us we're doing well. That's very human. That's why we do it. That's what Instagram's for. It's actually an acronym. Instagram stands for, It's now. So take a gander right about me. Next question.
3x3 stories. Hello, ladies. I'm a big advocate for reducing use of single-use items ranging from paper to plates and other recyclables to any plastic whatsoever. I'm realizing that the hardest things for me to stop using are cans, canned beans or tomatoes, coffee cups like Starbucks, and plastic utensils. There are very easy solutions to using these three things. I'm making sure I'm diligently acknowledging when I fuck up and making sure I change my habits. However, these are the single-use items that provide the most convenience for me while I'm running back and forth as a full-time law student, so it's definitely a learning curve / lifestyle change. What single-use habit would be the hardest / most challenging for you to change?
Ooh. It's funny because this has to do with my bottom of the cob. I suppose plastic forks and knives, because I think it's something that you need. Like, most people don't think we're in the land of chew and swallow, and they don't think to take that. You also don't know. Some restaurants only have plastic ones. You also kind of just don't know, where's your lunch going to be? Are you going out or are you with a group? And sometimes it is like, that's what we have, or I didn't know we were going to grab this on the go. And I always feel bad. I always feel really bad because I'm like, okay, what do I do with this now? When it comes with like delivery food, and you always mean to tell them, like, don't include that. Why do they give you utensils? You're delivering it to a home.
And they always give you so many. I got like a burger, and they're like, here's 3 forks.
So I hate to say this, but it's true. And, you know, you can't say this without, it's like, you're shaming them. A major amount of our plastic use comes from Asia and Asian countries. And I don't think they consider, I mean, these are obviously countries with a lot of people, poorer countries, and I don't think they consider it the pollution. I think when you're trying to like survive, I don't think you have the luxury of considering pollution. But a big part of it is that when I went to Thailand, everything was a plastic bag in a plastic container in a plastic thing, reusable. They're eating at their little markets. And it's tough. You can't even bring it up without people being like, well, look at your own problem. Don't blame Asia. But it's like, that is, I've talked to many experts, and like that is where a chunk of it's coming from. And by the way, it's not just Asian food that you get delivered, but I have noticed they're like, here's everything.
Yeah.
Even though you're at a home. So then you're like, I guess I'll keep these plastic forks and knives, but what am I using them for? It's tough because it creeps up on you. And that brings us to Top of the Cob.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
I'm going to start right now with my bottom of the cob since we were talking about it. Bottom of the cob. When you think, and this just happened to me, when you think it isn't plastic or it's like plant-based and it turns out it is plastic, Earth Bar, is that what it is?
I believe so.
This place where I love their juices. I always thought the cups were this like plant-based or biodegradable or something. It had green on it, and maybe it was just green and I'm stupid. And I thought they had plant straws in today, and I got one today and I looked at it and it was just plastic, which to me, especially at a place that espouses like holistic, healthy, self-love, like all these things that should be on the same vibrational wavelength as being green and healthy for the earth. And you're just giving me a thing of plastic. And I felt so bad when I got it because I remember thinking I'm going there, I should bring a reusable container. And then I thought, oh no, they have these plant-based ones. And I got there and it was just plastic.
But also at what point is it like every time you go somewhere you have to have a backpack like you're camping with your with your metal?
Now is the point.
Right. I mean, it's hard. You got to carry now everything around with you to try to do your part.
You know what bothers me is I will pay the $1 extra for the right. Like you're already buying a juice. That's a luxury item.
Yeah.
You are. This is not budget juice.
Right.
I would pay that extra 50 cents, extra $1 for a cup that I know wasn't going to. I really would. Yeah. The amount of restaurants. I went to Texas. Every drink had a plastic straw. Every drink. And it didn't even occur. They're like, what? Who cares? People just don't know about it. They just don't. And the amount of plastic they give out. Starbucks, you go, I'm like, can I just have a cup? Here's your lid. Oh, I don't want the lid. Okay, here's the straw. And you can't give it back to them because they've already placed it on there. We have all these sanitation things, not for public safety, but because people don't want to get sued. Oh, I used a cup, but then I had a lid that I was already used. Now I have botulism. It's all just corporations. Everything is sanitary in plastic so that nobody sues you because we're all so money hungry and pathetic. So that bothered me that they were charlatans about their green. And now I had a plastic cup. I felt real bad about it. What's your bottom of the cob?
My bottom of the cob is getting gas for my car.
That's it?
Every time I'm low and I have to stop somewhere, it's such a chore. I feel like Paul Rudd in Wet Hot American Summer when he's just like kicking all those cups and plates around like, oh, I got to stop my car. I got to get out. I got to put my car down. I got to pull out this stuff. Then you stand there and hold it. Because that little thing that's supposed to hold it closed, it's never there. It's broken off. It's not working. I just have to stand there holding it.
What? No. There's a latch.
At 90% of gas stations I go to, the latch is like broken.
Never had that my whole life.
Okay, well, that's how I'm living. I do know how to use it.
Okay, here's the conversation.
Standing there.
You got to feel around with your trigger finger a little bit.
You got to get that trigger finger in there.
Yeah.
You have to, here's the conversation. I don't want to drive. Do you want to drive? Okay, I'll drive, but I have to get gas. So it's like, yeah, but you've got to sit with me while I gas up.
Yeah, because you know what? There's something about it that's
it's
like,
boring.
Even though it takes, 10 minutes, I'm just like, oh, I don't have the energy for this. I don't want to stop. I will go,
It's like going to the airport. It's not the actual flying. It's getting there, getting through security, pulling into the gas station, getting the thing, scanning my car. This is full service. Go over here. This pump doesn't work. I have to buy all this candy in the stop and go because I'm hungry. Bottom of the cob. That was your bottom of the cob. My top of the cob is, okay, we'll keep it on a holistic tip. I went to go see an acupressurist, an acupressure doctor. Acupuncturist.
Because when I called them, they were like, do you mean acupuncture? I go, yes.
And it's hard to describe this because I just said that thing about Asian countries, which is a true fact, so relax. She was 100% Korean, the bubbliest woman I've ever met, and it was like a motivational talk within the acupuncture. And she was like, okay, my name is, what is her name? Like Kim.
Dr. Na.
Doctor, but her first name's like Kim.
Oh.
It means policeman. So I know it's a little girl. Everyone's like, where's policeman? It is me. Like she thought her name was so funny. I could not stop laughing. She was so impressed that I remembered like 2 Korean words. She's like, you're smart. I was like, I am so smart. Thank you, Dr. Na. So she does the acupuncture. She tucked me in to like a blanket. She's like, I take care of you like your mommy. I tuck you in. I heal you. I was like, okay. Then we did it. And at the end, she was like, no more like moving your mouth. Like I chew my lips a lot and like just out of like a nervous tick. She's like, no more. And I was like, I do that. You're right. She's like, it's nervous. It means fear. You are not afraid. I was like, I'm not afraid. She goes, you're a beautiful girl. I was like, I am. Thank you. You're smart. Repeat it. I was like, I am smart. She goes, you have long life.
So the waiting room experience was amazing. How was the actual acupuncture?
Oh my God. And I was fully naked. People are going to get mad that I'm imitating her, but I'm doing it from a place of just like, it was so cute. It was so sweet. And then she gave me a hug. She was like, okay, you're a happy girl. I was like, I am. Hug me. And then she goes, okay. And she kissed me on the forehead. This is a medical experience.
Yeah.
But I left so happy. And I'm going back. So all you fucking white liberals out there enraged that I dare comment on a Korean doctor. This is someone that I am patronizing, that I am going back repeatedly, and I really enjoy the experience, and I recommend it to others because she was a good doctor.
Sounds like a nice experience.
Stay out of my fucking DMs. You make me as a liberal, you make me feel very right-winged. Anyway, I'm just over it. But yeah, she was great. Dr. Na. That was great. She kissed me on the forehead. It was awesome.
I'll be very interested to see when you go back if you get the same treatment or if that was just like first time treatment.
She kisses me on the mouth next time. We're moving in together. We're getting a plant. All right, your turn.
My top of the cob is the film Basic Instinct because I rewatched it and it holds up. And I should say everybody watch it. Watch it with your families. Watch it in your homes.
Don't watch it with your families.
Don't watch it with your families.
Fun fact, Sharon Stone is a fan of mine, I found out. And we are going to work very hard to get her on Truth and Eliza.
Well, that's why
Sorry,
I was
that
on
is not the podcast name.
No.
On Ask Eliza Anything. Whatever. Don't even edit it out.
That's why I was on a Sharon Stone kick because I was like, oh, God, she was so good. And so I watched it and I was just like, oh, this still holds up. And I loved Basic Instinct 2.
Question.
I just got a collector's edition of it.
When she comes in, are you going to wear a skirt?
No.
Oh, that would be awful. Bye.
It's time to have your high five moment with High Five Casino, the top social casino where the action and real prizes never stop. Fun spins and big wins are right at your fingertips with over 1,000 games, including High Five Casino exclusives. High Five Casino is always free to play with free coins given out every 4 hours. Sign up today for a free welcome offer that can get you spinning and winning right away. Visit highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.